Hey you, it's another beautiful day. Want to hear a story? So, day before yesterday, I actually made it to the store and I checked out the pickle thing. And it's 100% accurate. They really are bigger in the bigger jars. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll leave a link in the description to the video that explains that. Yeah, let's watch some stuff.
What is Walmart actually hiding? So in 2015, Walmart abruptly closed in various locations, mainly in Ohio, all citing plumbing problems. Initially, no one thought anything of it, but things started getting stranger by the day. Well, you see, people found it weird that the plumbing problems were so severe that it required 6 months to fix. Soon after, military personnel were seen moving in and out of the closed locations, building what seemed like defenses around the empty shopping mall. It seemed very apparent that something was going on under the stores. This is where it's getting crazy. In one instance, a lady, I don't remember her name, but whatever, who managed to break past the barrier recounted that upon entering the closed supermarket, she was shocked to find a giant hole dug up in the center of the store. She also stated that there were black tentacles coming out of the hole, and inside the hole itself, there was a red slimy substance.
I don't know about you, but lately I have heard a lot of different conspiracy theories about Walmart. Obviously, there's the ones that shut down, right, because of plumbing issues, and then there's like these aliens supposedly coming out of these holes in the middle, right? I like that. I think it's cool. Aliens, you know me. But also, some of them are not so nice. Like there are tunnels for trafficking, like human trafficking as well as illicit like substances. No bueno, right? And then there's one that says there's like military bases underground, like all of the Walmarts lead to secret military bases. It's pretty crazy. There's this one as well. Check it out.
Dr. William Out and Channel 77 in Seattle. People ask me why Walmarts are closing. The answer is simple. When I took an Army logistics class, the U.S. Army developed a logistics system for Walmart. Walmarts were strategically set up around the world to act as military distribution bases. So if we have problems in Yemen, the Special Forces takes over the Walmart in Yemen. You can order a helicopter and nuclear weapons on a Walmart logistics system. There's a back door into it. They taught me that. If you are going to have Operation Jade Helm throughout the Southwest, you seize a Walmart. You can order things such as M16 rounds. You can order an M16 to the Walmart program. So they walk into a Walmart, fire 2,200 people in California. You're all laid off, go away, no unemployment, get out of here. Because the military then takes over their base. The specific logistics program I was trained on in California is the same program they use at Walmart. The Walmarts are federal military posts. How many Walmarts they have, they get extra money from the government. And when the government takes over, they get a fortune from the government.
I bet you didn't know that there was a back door into Walmart's ordering system so you can order military grade weapons. Hello? Of course there is. I've also heard another theory that Walmarts are put into place basically strategically for FEMA, so they can be used as FEMA locations in case there's like a disaster or something like that. They can be set up for like, you know, Red Cross or what have you, stuff like that. There's a lot more. I'm not going to go into all of them because I'd like you to tell me a conspiracy theory about Walmart that you know. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by. I am trying to grow my channel and I can't do it without you. So if you can do me a huge favor and just hit that like button for me, I'd really appreciate it. And if you really like this kind of content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and come back tomorrow because I'm making a new video every day.
131 active deep underground military bases in the United States. There's 1,477 of them worldwide. Each one has an average cost of $17 to $19 billion. Each one is built in the site. It used to be, it'd take a year to 2 years to build each one, and now they're capable of building a couple of them a year with sophisticated methods. My colleague Al Bielek has actually been on some of the high-speed railways, the magneto-leviton trains that connect all the deep underground military bases within the United States. He's been on a Mach 2 train and floats off with a single rail at a 3/4 of an inch off the rail and is what you'd call high-tech. We have nothing like this on the surface. Groom Lake is where the infamous Area 51, S4, S2, a CIA base, it was originally a bombing range, a nuclear test site. It was later become the most secret base in the United States. It employs over 18,000 workers. working shifts of 12 hours at a whack.
I feel like I can pretty confidently say that I believe that those definitely 100% exist. Like lots of them. Like a lot more than we know about.
I've been trying to get this map posted for the past 2 days. So when I say pause to read, because I am not going to be explaining too much because it always gets taken down. What I will say though is these are the deep underground military bases in the United States. These are all documented. I researched all of them. I made this map. Some of these look like military bases. Some of them do not. Some of them are in rest areas that are closed down to the public. Some of them are underneath farms. And some of them's exact location is just not known. Some of them have as many as 7 levels going down underground. And I'm not going to tell you what they do in there because, again, I don't want this video taken down, but you can go and look at it. Look up the Dulce base in New Mexico. And now, let me show you how the cave systems in America line up with these. Well. Would you look at that? Seems to be a pattern there. Am I the only one that sees that? Let me know.
She said that they're documented. Now, I don't know if they're documented by the military or the government or that people that have just like happened upon them. They're like, hey, this is where this one is. Check it out, kind of thing, you know? But if those are the documented ones, you know there's at least 2 to 3 times more that are undocumented and just unfound.
At least 5 Health and Human Services staff members said that they were pushed out after raising concerns about child safety. Mr. Becerra told the Office of Refugee Resettlement Director that if she could not increase the number of discharges of children, he'd find somebody who would. It's a conveyor belt of children being forced through the system. And what's the priority of HHS? Just get them out as fast as we can. They go to factories, they go to slave labor. Where are the 80,000 plus children this administration's lost? They don't know. It's absolutely outrageous. And the fact that the administration won't come and sit there and answer questions to this committee is absurd. And it is nothing more than cowardice. This administration has let tens of thousands of children be sold into slavery, and they are doing nothing about it.
Did you know that 800,000 children per year are reported missing in the United States? Yes, a lot of them are found, but a substantial number of them are not. And that's not even including those 80,000 children in the system that have gone missing in the frickin' American foster care system. If that don't piss you off, I don't know what will. That's absolutely horrific.
You know, LA? It's hiding a massive oil industry with fake buildings. It's wild. So around 1900, LA is actually dying. It's dry, so water's way too expensive. And folks start leaving. But then this guy, Edward Doney, saves the entire city. He discovers oil, so he starts pumping that black gold. But now everyone wants in, so they start pumping too. And within 50 years, LA supplies 25% of the world's oil. Seriously. But that's what causes a problem in 1957. All this cash attracts millions of new residents, but most don't work in oil and they're sick of looking at these ugly oil rigs. So they vote to get rid of them, except there's billions of dollars of oil still in the ground. So the oil industry comes up with a sneaky plan. Residents don't want to see the oil rig, so they start covering them with fake houses, fake churches, and even fake islands. And no one realizes LA pumps out 500,000 barrels per day.
I don't know about that number. I know that we do have quite a few refineries in California, and I know that my nearest oil derrick is like 6 miles away, and if you go 15 miles away, they're like every frickin' where. But as far as them being like that in California, I have never heard of that, and I've been here my whole life. I'm gonna see if I can find a corroborating video, just because I feel like that's a little inaccurate. I mean, I could be totally wrong, so I'm gonna find out right now. Hang tight.
When I first moved to the city, I frequently found myself on La Cienega Boulevard, where a smattering of trees did little to hide the countless black oil pumps of the Inglewood oil field, rhythmically working away on either side of my car. It's huge.
I felt as if I'd driven back in time, or perhaps was in a completely different state.
But the reason the Los Angeles City Council's unanimous vote is so significant is because Los Angeles is the largest urban oil field in the country. More than 600,000 Angelinos live within a half mile of an active oil or gas well. Oil is in LA's blood. Some of the most productive oil fields in history were discovered here in the 1890s, when the population was just 50,000 people. 40 years later, California was producing nearly 1/4 of the world's total oil output. This is the Los Angeles City oil field in 1895. It's still there, just north of downtown and immediately south of Dodger Stadium. This is the road to Long Beach in the 1940s. And this is the Signal Hill oil field at the end of that road. Well, this is how you likely think of Venice Beach today. This is what it would have looked like if you visited in 1952.
As LA's population exploded and began swallowing up all available real estate, the pumps and derricks had to get creative, frequently camouflaging machinery to look like nondescript buildings.
This isn't an island luxury resort. This is a drill site off Long Beach, disguised with boulders and palm trees and even sculptures to look like someplace alluring. If you live in a well-off neighborhood like Beverly Hills, you probably don't even know that the machinery is even there, like this windowless office building. That's nothing more than a shell, blocking the view of an oil derrick inside. Or this, art piece next door to Beverly Hills High School, nicknamed the Tower of Hope. Or Cardiff Tower, designed to look like part of a nearby synagogue.
But if you live in one of LA's middle or low-income neighborhoods, you're probably all too aware of the machines slurping up fossil fuels in your backyard.
Like this, and this.
Given a number of recent high-profile environmental accidents, as well as the undeniable health risks of living next to such operations, the city government has decided to put an end to most of the drilling within city limits. But it's not as if Angelinos didn't get into this with their eyes wide open. As one article put it, Los Angeles is an oil field that people decided to move into, not the other way around. Stay curious, my friends.
I realized that was awfully redundant, but then again, that kind of was the point because I was trying to find some corroborating evidence. But I had no idea that the oil drilling project here was that extensive. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. Zoe decided she wanted to pound on the door for a little while until I brought her in. What I wanted to say about those buildings and that island is it's super interesting the way that they just decided, hey, we're gonna cover it up. I know there was a law passed in 2022 about new oil rigs and they're not being allowed in certain places. You wanna leave now? Now you wanna go? I find it interesting that I never knew this. And these buildings are there. And that's fantastic. Maybe I'll have to look a little closer from now on.
This is an oil tanker in Los Angeles, California. When you see the red paint on the bottom, it means it has unloaded its crude oil into the Chevron refinery and is empty. No smoking should be a given. Just look at how absolutely enormous this ship is.
Paper. Was it just me that thought of Waterworld seeing that huge fuel tanker? Come on, that was a great movie. On that note, I'm going to call it for today. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Coming back tomorrow, we're going to watch some different stuff. I'll say new things. And it's going to be fantastic. Until then, have a wonderful day.